One thing that we're seeing is being developed, and it's not necessarily specific to the loyalty industry, but it's more travel industry, and loyalty has to adapt, is what has been called slow travel. You may have heard of slow food. Well, the ability now to travel with a small geographic radius, having the ability to go back and disconnect, having authentic travel experiences, taking the time to see things and meet people. That means like traveling by foot, traveling by bike, proposing basically a way to disconnect from the digital world in that slow travel environment is going to become something that our travelers and our members are going to be looking out for. And so we need to guide them as loyalty members towards those experiences and potentially reward them for it as well, because they're more sustainable. The other aspect on opportunity is definitely, as far as we're seeing, B2B. B2B, and specifically what we called unmanaged accounts, which are corporations that do not have a sales account manager. They can be small and medium enterprises, and we are working on a dedicated SME, so small and medium enterprise loyalty plan, to make sure that these small companies have a specific loyalty value proposition that is geared to their needs. Business travel is picked up, it's back, it's slightly different, and we need to make sure that our loyalty value proposition in 25 keeps up with those needs. And watch this space. At Accor, we'll be doing it in a big way, and it will come out early 2026. And the last one is still paid subscription memberships. Membership models are still going to grow. Today, they generate a lot of money in the retail space, a lot in the entertainment space. They're still minute in the grander scheme of things in travel. And we will be pressing hard. We're already a market leader, but we'll be pressing even harder on paid subscriptions in the future.
I think what we've seen in maybe in 2024 and probably something that will continue to 2025, hopefully we'll go from proof of concept that we've done around the use of AI and generative AI in particular to actual implementations. So things around dynamic offer management, around personalizing navigation for members, for them to navigate the program and understand better. I mean, our programs are becoming richer and richer, but I think it's important for members to have a level of personalization when they're wanting to understand their specific needs and how the program can cater to them, to use some of this technology to help them navigate the programs. And then the third one that sometimes we kind of forgot to talk about because it just feels like it's a back office type activity, is this whole fraud prevention piece, whereby we want to leverage also these technologies to be able to understand better behavior and be much more proactive around fraud prevention. So that's one, again, around AI and Gen AI and the use of technology. The second one is also about scaling something. It's about scaling personalization. We've been talking about it. I think there are a lot of attempts from different airlines, from ourselves as well, in terms of trying to leverage data and analytics and AI to personalize the engagement with our members. So whether it's hyper personalized offers or experiences or even communication to members, I think it will enhance loyalty and engagement with members if we do more around personalization. So the second one is scaling personalization. And the third one, and going back to this whole discussion that I had about using AI for fraud management, is maybe a collaboration, industry collaboration around fraud management. I think we're all will gain from this collaborative approach. I know we compete and we feel we're competitors in driving loyalty to our own programs, but also I think we have also a stake as an industry to ensure integrity of our loyalty currencies. And then I see us as an industry coming together in terms of trying to combat sometimes the fraud. Not that it's something prevalent right now, but as the currencies gain in terms of utility, I think we have to be prepared for that.
With the new tools that we have through the evolution of AI, I would say embedding loyalty more so into the UX to make it more frictionless. Again, that's nothing new. Everyone's always tried that and always wanted it, but there are new tools, there are new ways to do it. And I think there's just an increasing expectation from customers that you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. A lot of that is the integration of systems and of the data that you have in the database to be using it more. And with new developments, there is more integration there. And when we say GHA, yes, we are investing heavily in better technology integration. We already have a really good setup, but there's been, we overhauled all of our systems in 2024, I think literally everyone, to allow for a more seamless integration. And I think that that's the big opportunity for our program, for other programs, and it's more and more going to be a customer expectation that across channels, across touch points, across experiences, that everything is going to be as seamless as possible. And that should be the focus. And I think we're working toward that.
Looking ahead to this year, I believe several key opportunities will shape the loyalty industry. Given the endless options and offers out there, customers are questioning more than ever what is in it for them. So with the evolution of AI, hyper-personalization is becoming super important, which enables brands to deliver real-time customized rewards. Gamification, including interactive challenges, will further boost engagement. And last but not least, omnichannel experience will become essential to ensure seamless experience, overall experience across digital and physical touchpoints. And we call it phygital experience in our company. And it's a very important strategy for us for this year as well.
2025 will continue to see a lot of pressure on the consumer in terms of available money, of available budget, and of prices rising all over the world. And for us as PAYBACK being in a German focus, we look at it that this year will be our best PAYBACK ever. We put that into a motto for this year. We just finished launching our biggest partner ever. We launched Edeka and the Netto Group onto our platform. That was quite a January for us, and it was quite challenging for all teams. This year will bring a few more launches. We will launch the Sparkasse, so as a large financial partner. We will have Galeria coming back to the program as a department store, and that puts us in a launch year, as we call it, because I think we haven't done that many big launches in our whole history in 1 year. And besides all of that, we're actually focusing on building out more travel this year, because we think travel is one of the most valuable experiences people have, and to allow them to collect points to get rewarded for traveling makes it even more worthwhile. It creates a value, it creates loyalty towards the program and towards the partners that work on the program. And while we have 70 travel partners today, brands like Expedia, TUI, Lufthansa, and so on, we're aiming at growing this number significantly by the end of the year. And yeah, well, obviously we do what everybody does. We dig into personalization, because this is key on managing our 700 partners on the platform, talking to you with something that is actually worthwhile looking at. And that is one of the tech focuses that we have that year.
Opportunities, I believe the loyalties, as I said, the loyalties everyday spending. So my belief on this is, and not only my belief, and data shows that the loyalty is not just a product of airline, in our perspective, but it is at the same time also lifestyle for travelers and even not travelers. That's why the programs can be a part of daily operations, like integrating with telco apps, digital wallets, and etc. Also for loyalty program, like in airlines industries, traveler ID, it can be. So loyalty, since the loyalty membership number is unique identifier in the airline, So it could be a potential to be linked to your personal information, passport information, and serve as a simplified travel ID. That's why even just imagine like by scanning your loyalty card, you can simply checking in for a flight. And also, I believe that this will boost more customer experience and personalization. Coming to our opportunity to our program, like our target is to enhance non-airline earning and redemption, which increases engagement, we believe, and provides a valuable experience for passengers. You know, the rewards is not always makes happy the customer, the passenger. Also, sometimes they look for specific experience, which is they cannot find it in anywhere or they cannot pay and buy it. That's why it's more important, we do believe. And the way integration with fintechs and tech solutions to make our like miles strong, because miles like is a currency of airline. So you need to make it strong, and that's why we are also looking for how maybe we can do a partnership with fintechs and our tech solutions. And also the new trends is going up and changing very fast. So the most proper models in terms of our business, in terms of our companies, the combined subscription-based model with credible tier-based model, which we have now. So the opportunity we planned, we see for us in 2025.
So mostly positive signs for the loyalty industry in 2025. I think the industry is going to continue to grow. The airline industry is going to continue to grow, and that's going to drive the loyalty industry as well with it. Specifically, I think we'll move, going off my last trend that what we saw in 2024 with the AI and leveraging Gen AI. We expect Gen AI to become a huge trend almost becoming well used in the industry in 2025 across different aspects of the loyalty programs. We've seen airlines starting to use it for customer personalization, and we expect that to both mature and continue. But we also expect the use of Gen AI to increase in the customer servicing aspect. So using it to help back-end agents, using it to help the call centers to really improve their tasks and make things easier for the customer. So I think most industries will see a trend with Gen AI, but it'll be quite prevalent to our industry in the loyalty space as well. The second big trend we expect to see in 2025 will be around reward customization. So traditionally, what we've seen with loyalty programs have been that reward programs have been quite structured, where you reach a certain tier and you get a specific set of benefits when you reach that tier. And we expect that to start changing to align more with customer expectations. And customer expectations are really changing to say, I expect you to reward me with what is rewarding to me. And so breaking down the reward capabilities to be able to reward customers or to give customers the ability to choose their reward will become quite important this year. This is going to be coupled with a major change in the industry that's happening with offer and order management in the airline industry. So as offer and order management allows airlines to break down their products into singular instances, they then will have the ability to reward their members with these singular products. The next one is around gamification. We've seen gamification pick up space in the industry last year quite a bit, but expected to accelerate in 2025 quite significantly. And we see it happening for two main reasons. One is to ensure that customers can be engaged with the brand, not just when they're traveling or when they're using the product of that brand, but also when they're not necessarily in the purchase phase or in the usage phase of their life cycle. It's just about keeping the customer engaged with your brand at all times without necessarily having them to buy something. And so gamification is a great tool to be able to do that in a fun manner. And the second piece is also to allow our customers, airlines, to collect data on user behavior and their preferences and get their consent to do so. We expect consent to become a huge trend or a huge necessity almost in the industry in 2025. And so being able to get consent from users using gamification will be quite important this year. We've seen a few examples of gamification, so I'll spend a bit of time because this is something that we expect to see mature this year. But the Lufthansa Group last year did a couple of projects or a couple of programs on gamification. One was around allowing users to double or sometimes increase the points that they were going to earn by incentivizing them to travel more within a specific period of time. So really giving them a bonus of points when they would travel and getting them to engage from that perspective. And the other piece that's been quite interesting has been their program called UpTrip, which allows users to collect almost trading cards for cities that they've visited, and then either exchange these with other users. So this could be completely, you haven't flown with the airline for the last 6 months, but you're still exchanging cards because it's something fun that you're doing with other travelers. But then also collect a group of cards to get a reward like lounge access or something else. So really, this we see. And finally, last one in terms of what we see happening next year, what I like to call it is as microtransactions. And maybe it's not the right terminology, so I'll explain what I mean by that. But typically in the airline industry, you've earned points by traveling with the airline. And the airline has given you a specific number of points every time you've traveled, which if you average it out for all your customer base, is maybe once or twice a year. I'm removing the travelers that travel once a week, but it's not very often. So moving into a model where consumers or your travelers can engage and earn and both burn their currencies with you on a daily basis through these microtransactions, whether that's with local retailers, whether that's with small bonuses that you would offer them, is going to pick up pace as well in 2025. We've seen this happen at Air Canada quite a bit. They've now signed up a lot of local, and by local, I mean Canadian local retailers. They have partnerships with Starbucks and Uber, where they're using these to engage with their customers when they're completely outside of the flying circle or the flying experience, and then that gets them to come back and then use their points with the airlines when they're ready to travel.
For sure, flexibility and personalization are today a must to have for the loyalty program. Personalization tailor-made to the needs of the guest is absolutely crucial to keep our members loyal. Particularly today, everything needs to be tailor-made. First of all, on the phones, everything at your fingertips. So this is exactly how we are developing all our announcements with the digital experience. But also sharing elite benefit and points with family and friends, it's quite key for the next year, and without absolutely making sure that the partnership gamification are part of the strategy. Today we have all the prediction are more for travel and credit card companies that will be forming partnership even more with the loyalty programs. So this will be for sure an important part of the journey for the next year.
Yeah, this is a difficult one, right? I think when it comes to predictions, everybody wants to be really kind of enthusiastic and looking forward and excited. And now I think there is probably a lens by which that is true. And I think I would say that would be from anybody who's out there pushing technology. They want you to think about the exciting opportunities of AI, the exciting opportunities about what I think a term I've heard for the first time a few weeks ago, hyper personalization. And I think it's still a little bit early. I think it's still a little bit sort of theoretical in the thinking. So I don't want to kind of dampen anyone's spirits, but I think 2025 is not going to be as exciting as certainly technology space would want us to be. As a practitioner, somebody who is sitting with the loyalty program, I think your mindset is probably about making sure that what you've got is working well, making sure you make some tweaks and enhancements, but nothing too ridiculous, and making sure 2025 is a nice sort of building block for 26, perhaps, when some of these technologies start coming through and being a little bit more proven. So my one prediction is I don't think there's only going to be very big change at all in 2025. I think there'll be some tweaking, and I don't think that the AI that's being hyped up around its capability in our space is going to be really, embraced by us just yet.